Imagine standing in a palace where one wrong step could cost you your life. The air is thick with fear. Servants move quietly, eyes cast to the ground. Guards stand stiff as stone statues, hands on their spears, waiting and watching. And in the heart of this Persian palace, beneath towering marble pillars and golden ceiling, stands a young woman with trembling hands. Her pulse races. Her breath shakes. She knows that what she is about to do could end everything. But she also knows she was born for this moment. And her name is Esther. Welcome to Mercy Bible Stories. Today, we step into one of the most breathtaking stories of destiny, boldness, and God's invisible hand at work. This is Esther's Courage, Destiny and Boldness. The story of Esther does not begin in a palace. It begins in the shadows, in the aftermath of captivity. Esther, which means Hadassah in Hebrew, is a young Jewish girl living in Persia after her people were taken from Jerusalem. She is orphaned, raised by her older cousin Mordecai. Life is simple, quiet, and hidden. Nothing about her world looks royal. Nothing hints at glory. Yet God often writes his greatest stories in silence. One day news spreads across Persia like wildfire. Queen Vashti has been removed. The king, Xerxes, is searching for a new queen. Officials sweep through the provinces, gathering the most beautiful young women to the royal harem. Among them, Esther is chosen. She does not volunteer. She does not chase the crown. Her destiny pulls her in. As she enters the palace for the first time, she walks through massive gates carved with lions and winged bulls, symbols of Persian power. She smells incense burning through the corridors. She hears the whispers of hundreds of women, all hoping, fearing and preparing. Yet something strange happens. Everywhere Esther goes, she is noticed. She is favored. She is lifted. Haggai, the eunuch in charge of the women, gives her more beauty treatments, more food, more privileges. Something in Esther radiates gentleness, wisdom, and quiet strength. She listens. She learns. She speaks little, but when she does, eyes turn. A year passes, a full year of purification, oils, perfumes, and preparation. Then comes the night she stands before King Xerxes. As Esther enters the throne room, the king looks up, and everything stops. The courtiers fall silent. Music fades. The king's eyes lock onto hers. The scripture says, she obtained favor in his sight. King Xerxes places the royal crown on her head, gold shimmering under firelight, and Esther, a humble Jewish orphan, becomes queen of Persia. Yet, she tells no one of her true identity. A mystery surrounds her. A divine secret waiting for its moment. While Esther adjusts to life as queen, another story unfolds behind the palace curtains. A powerful man named Haman rises to authority, second only to the king. His robes trail behind him. His crown gleams. His pride fills every room he enters. He demands respect. He demands honor. He demands everyone bow. And everyone does, except one man. Mordecai, Esther's cousin. Mordecai refuses to bow because he worships only God. Haman burns with rage. But this is not ordinary anger. It grows into deadly obsession. Haman decides not only to punish Mordecai, but to destroy every Jew in the empire. Haman manipulates the king, twisting truths, hiding his motives, and appealing to fear. With a stroke of the king's signet ring, the fate of an entire people is sealed. A decree goes out into all provinces. All Jews are to be destroyed. Chaos spreads. Families cry. Mordecai tears his clothes and sits in ashes. Esther hears the news, but from within the palace walls, she still does not know the full truth. Mordecai sends her a message. Do not think you will escape. Perhaps you were made queen for such a time as this. And suddenly, Esther's heart shakes as she reads Mordecai's message. She knows what he is asking. She knows what it means to stand before the king uninvited. Anyone who approaches the king without being summoned is put to death, unless he extends the golden scepter. Esther paces her room, fear gripping her chest. She looks at her hands, hands that once held nothing, hands that now hold a nation's future. She whispers to her maids, "Tell the people to fast with me for 3 days. I will go to the king. And if I perish, I perish." It is in this moment, this trembling, courageous moment, that her destiny becomes clear. The 3 days pass. Esther stands in her royal robes, woven with gold, trimmed with purple, glowing under torchlight. Her heart pounds, but her steps are steady. She walks through the long marble hall, each footstep echoing like a drum of fate. Servants freeze. Guards stiffen. Courtiers whisper. No one approaches the king this way. As the massive doors to the throne room open, the king looks up. And Esther holds her breath. Seconds feel like hours. Then, the king raises his hand. The golden scepter extends. And the room exhales. Esther lives. The king leans forward. "What is your request, Queen Esther?" "Even up to half the kingdom, it will be given to you." Esther pauses. This is her moment. But she senses God guiding her steps with divine timing. Instead of revealing everything immediately, she says, "If it pleases the king, come today to a banquet I have prepared for you, and Haman." The king agrees. Haman is overjoyed, thinking he is honored. He has no idea that his pride is walking him into a trap. The palace feels different tonight. The halls that once echoed with music now feel heavy, almost suffocating. The servants move quietly, as if sensing the spiritual storm gathering over the kingdom. Behind the beauty of the Persian Empire, something dark is unfolding. A plan forged in pride, fueled by hatred. Tonight, the king, Esther, and Haman will sit together at a private banquet. But none of them, except Esther, knows that tonight is the night destiny will rise, and evil will fall. Esther leads the king and Haman into a private dining chamber lit by oil lamps. Rich carpets line the floor. Golden cups sparkle under the soft glow. Music hums gently in the background as servants pour wine. Haman walks with exaggerated pride, chest lifted, chin high. He believes this banquet is an honor. A reward. A sign of greatness. But Esther watches him quietly. With eyes that see deeper than the surface. And the king can't take his eyes off her. Her calmness. Her silence. Her mystery. He knows she's hiding something. As they sit, the king speaks. "Esther, my queen, what is your request? It will be granted to you, even up to half the kingdom." Esther bows her head. Her voice is gentle, but her heart pounds like a war drum. "If the king is pleased, come again tomorrow to another banquet. Then, I will answer your question." The king nods. Haman smiles widely, believing he has been invited because of his greatness. But Esther knows, God is arranging the pieces. Haman leaves the banquet feeling unstoppable. He walks through the palace courtyard with arrogance spilling from every step. Servants step aside. Officials bow deeply. His confidence is intoxicating. Until he sees Mordecai standing at the gate. Unmoved. Unbowed. Unafraid. Haman freezes. Hatred rushes through his veins. His joy evaporates instantly. He storms home, gathers his friends and family, and boasts about his honors, wealth, and the queen's invitation. But then he says, "All this gives me no satisfaction. as long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate." Haman's wife, driven by darkness, suggests something horrifying. "Have a gallows built, 75 feet high. And ask the king tomorrow to hang Mordecai," she said. Haman smiles. The order is given. Wood is gathered. Builders work through the night under torchlight. A massive wooden structure rises against the sky, casting a long shadow over the city. A shadow meant for Mordecai. But God sees every plot. And God is already rewriting the ending. While the gallows are being finished, the king tosses and turns in his bed. The night feels heavy. His spirit feels disturbed. Something presses on his heart. So he calls for the royal records to be read aloud. A servant opens a scroll and reads. In the past, a man named Mordecai uncovered a plot to assassinate the king. He exposed the conspirators, and saved your life. The king sits up sharply. What honor was given to Mordecai for this? The servant shakes his head. Nothing, my lord. The king is shocked. A man saved his life, and was never rewarded. At that very moment, almost as if directed by divine timing, Haman enters the outer court, coming to request Mordecai's execution. The king calls him in. Haman, what should be done for a man the king delights to honor? Haman's heart leaps. He thinks the king is talking about him. He smiles and answers. Let the man be dressed in royal robes the king has worn, placed on the king's horse, and led through the city streets with a public announcement. This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor. The king nods. Excellent. Go immediately. And do everything you have just said. For Mordecai the Jew. Haman's face turns white. His lips tremble. His pride collapses. But he cannot refuse the king. And so, humiliated, broken, furious, Haman leads Mordecai through the streets of Susa. This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor. The city watches in disbelief. The man who built the gallows is honoring the man he wanted dead. Mordecai remains humble. Haman returns home devastated. An evening approaches. The second banquet is about to begin. The king and Haman enter Esther's private dining room again. The air feels different. Heavy and prophetic. Esther stands before them, calm, composed, but with fire in her eyes. The king speaks. Queen Esther. What is your petition? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be granted. The room goes silent. Esther lifts her head. Her voice is steady, but her words cut like a sword. If I have found favor in your eyes, spare my life, and spare the lives of my people. The king froze. Confusion spreads across his face. Who is he? Where is the man who has dared to do such a thing? Queen Esther turns slowly, and points her finger directly at Haman, the adversary and enemy. Is this wicked Haman? Haman's knees buckle. The king rises from his throne in fury and storms out into the palace garden. Haman collapses before Queen Esther, begging for his life. But in his desperation, he makes a fatal mistake. As he pleads, he falls onto the couch where Queen Esther is reclining. Just as the king returns, the king's eyes narrow. He sees Haman too close to Queen Esther. Will he even assault the queen while I am in the house? The guard sees Haman instantly. And then, a voice speaks. My lord, Haman built a gallows 75 feet high to execute Mordecai. The king immediately ordered the guards. Hang him on it. And just like that, the man who plotted destruction is destroyed by his own plot. The king cannot reverse the original decree. Persian law cannot be undone. The Jews are still scheduled for destruction. Queen Esther falls at the king's feet again, tears falling from her eyes, begging for mercy. The king hands his signet ring to Mordecai. A new decree is written. The Jews may defend themselves against any attack. Messengers ride out, swift horses, fast camels, carrying the new decree across 127 provinces. And when the day of destruction arrives, the Jews stand strong. Their enemies fall. And the people celebrate a victory that becomes known as the Feast of Purim, a celebration that still exists today. God's hand, though unseen, never stopped moving. Lessons to strengthen your faith, from the story of Esther's courage, destiny and boldness. 1. God positions you before the battle begins. Esther didn't become queen because of beauty. She became queen because of purpose. 2. God works behind the scenes even when he seems silent. The book of Esther never mentions God's name, but his fingerprints are everywhere. 3. Courage is not the absence of fear, but moving forward despite fear. Esther was terrified, but she walked forward anyway. 4. Boldness is often the bridge between destiny and fulfillment. Your purpose requires action, sometimes risky action. 5. Evil plots cannot stand against divine purpose. Haman built gallows for Mordecai, but died on them himself. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Final reflection, for your life today. Esther was not born into royalty. She was not trained for the palace. She was not prepared for greatness. But destiny found her. And the same is true for you. God may be positioning you in places you don't understand, opening doors you didn't ask for, or allowing battles you feel unprepared to fight. But hear this. You are exactly where you need to be, for God to reveal his glory through you. Courage is not about being strong. Courage is about trusting the one who is. Maybe your palace moment is coming. A moment where your voice matters. Your faith matters. Your obedience matters. And when that moment comes, may you rise with the boldness of Esther, and the confidence that you were born for such a time as this. Thank you for watching Mercy Bible Stories. If this story blessed you, encouraged you, or strengthened your faith, like this video. Comment, I was born for such a time as this. Share with someone who needs courage. And subscribe for more powerful and faith-lifting Bible stories. See you in the next video. God bless you.